from the CEO, the board of directors, top down, there's big sponsorship and a big belief in the value creation and the digital transformation. And so what you see that we have in general across the board, a culture of openness and digital fluency across digital technologies, and the excitement to go in that direction and excitement to change. There is a lot of things that we want to do. So it's a luxury problem in the sense that there is a lot of demand that is coming in, and the question is essentially, where is the biggest value? So it's a prioritization question. Is how do we make sure that instead of just do a lot of things at a certain level of quality, how can we really rally behind the big ticket items that move the needle, and then make sure that they are properly supported, sponsored, and invested into so that we actually see a return of invest as well. There is a general problem in the industry, or even across industries, where you're trying out new things, and as the saying goes, make a proof of concept, make an MVP. But there is a general, like an invisible barrier, that a lot of these proof of concepts never go beyond the proof of concept stage. And that is a specific problem, because essentially it means that you're reinventing the wheel over and over again, and you're investing essentially over and over again in the same situation, the same problems that you already solved. So introducing a platform approach, I think is pivotal. It just is the necessary step in order to make a transformation work. You gotta build every use case on the shoulder of giants, so that incrementally over time you're increasing the level of reuse and decreasing the time, the effort. What we're doing here is, obviously we're using the Office suite, and we are realizing that the Microsoft Copilot is adding quite some interesting things about summarizing meetings, or giving you an abstract about a document, and so this appears to work pretty well, right? But when we go, and this is across industry, right? You can do that with anything, but when you go a little bit more in the pharmaceutical industry, what we're realizing is it appears to work specifically well in terms of categorizing things. So for instance, let's say we want to look into deviations, and we'd like to understand, are there some common grounds or commonalities across deviations? Or something that we can learn out of those deviations happening, so that we could eventually start an investigation or corrective action on these. There are promising results on this. Over time. Now what we are maintaining is we have our product organization, so like 2-pizza team, not more than 10 people working focused on a specific use case. But then the individual skills, the individual people are organized in chapters. So we're having a design chapter, we're having an engineering chapter, we're having a Sec DevOps chapter, we're having front end, back end. And the chapter leads themselves, they kind of raise the bar continuously and scout for technologies, and having conversation with the teams, where gradually over time they're not just focused on the one product and the one use case they're building, but they're collectively raising the bar about what it is. And if there's a new technology or a new tool or a new capability coming around, this team kind of laterally evaluates options, and then in partnership with enterprise architecture, there being decision made is that something that we want to test out and see how it actually runs? Are we ready for that right now, or do we want to push? So essentially we make a strategy roadmap around this, and make some decisions about how much investment we want to do for a certain new innovation kind of things.